still dreaming, eyes on the screen, got the tape still screaming. Flipping these charts like I'm stacking a deck. Trade with conviction, no time for regrets. I hedge my bets, you hedge excuses. Blaming the market, but you make the losses. Burning accounts like a match to the wick. Call it bad luck, but you're just bad at this. Fool's gold, diamond hands, paper chase, broken plans. You're still trying to time the top while I'm moving with the trend. Talking big, calling plays, but you're slow to pull the blade. I don't wait, I don't flinch, I just execute and win. Limit up, never down. We're stacking up while they're cashing out. Take the risk, make the calls. You hold too long, you lose it all. Trend don't bend, I don't break. They trade on vibes, I move with faith. Limit up, never down. They fold the hand, we run the town. I hit the tape, you see the prince move early. Yo, you're chasing highs, I'm already sturdy. You trust the news, I trust the math. Yeah, you're scalping crumbs, I'm building stacks. I flip these apex plays like switches. Move so clean, got the broker suspicious. Trading in ranges, you stuck in a cage. Putting up numbers, they reading my page. Fool's gold, diamond hands, paper chase, broken plans. You still trying to time the top while I'm moving with the trend. Talking big, calling plays, but you're slow to pull the blade. I don't wait, I don't flinch, I just execute and win. Limit up, never down. We stacking up while they cashing out. Take the risk, make the calls. You hold too long, you lose it all. Trend don't bend, I don't break. They trade on vibes, I move with faith. Limit up, never down. They fold the hand, we run the town. Say it's rigged, call it fate, but I'm still ahead today. Every chart's a battlefield, I got war paint on my face. Thinking hope is strategy, that's why you can't replicate. Every move is calculated, every win's to liberate. Limit up, never down. We're stacking up while they're cashing out. Take the risk, make the calls. You hold too long, you lose it all. Trend don't bend, I don't break. They trade on vibes, I move with faith. Limit up, never down. They fold the hand, we run the town. We run the town.
Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and happy Payday Friday, TGIF. One more day, and then it is the weekend. Hey, thanks for being here. I know it's the crack of dawn. I know we all want the weekend to be starting right now. So the fact that we're all yearning for the weekend, and yet you still managed to show up here at the beginning of the show, at the crack of dawn to celebrate, well, I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Folks, not only are we probably going to have a pretty good trading session because there's quite a bit of movement, quite a bit of volatility, a lot of stuff to chit chat about. Like I said, it's Friday, which means it's a payday Friday, which means you should bring your attention to the what's pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video, but you can find the link for the Payday Friday giveaway. We're doing not only 1, 2, 3, or 5, but we are doing 10 prop accounts, giving those away. And then on top of that, we are going to be doing $150 of cold, hard cash. It is free for everyone to enter. All you have to do is like, retweet, and follow on Twitter. Like I said, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video, and you will be in there. And then, of course, if you're in the Discord, we're going to be doing some of that as well. We're going to be doing that in real time as it happens, so you don't have to do anything at this second. So just celebrating another fun-filled week. It is the final trading Friday of the month. So I guess technically we have 2 more trading sessions, Monday and Tuesday. But hey, we're going to celebrate March. And isn't it spring? For all of those of you who believe in weather, isn't today the first day of spring? Do we have any weather believers in here? Do we have any seasonality believers in here? Because for those of you who subscribe to that particular mantra, I do believe today is the first day of spring. Can I get confirmation on that? Someone says, "'Tis spring, I think." And then someone else says, "No, last week." So which one is it? Once again, it's last week. Are you guys sure? Are you guys 100% sure that spring started last week and not this week? That's the 20th. Hang on. It's probably somewhere. It's probably somewhere in my little calendar thing. Yeah, fuck. It was the first day of spring last week. Shit. This is why I don't believe in weather, folks. Every single time I try to get into the weather game, I just embarrass myself. I 100% straight to the face embarrass myself, which is why I obviously don't believe in weather. So whatever. We're just going to pretend that today is the first day, because that would make my commentary a little bit less, I guess, embarrassing for me, if you will. But anyway, so congrats on the very first day of spring, and the weather maybe just turning around a little bit. So I'm pretty stoked about that one. I'm stoked that it's Friday. I'm going to DC later today that no one really asked, but we have a little bit of a trading conference thing going on that my attendance was, I guess, requested. Wasn't really required, but it was requested. So we're going to be doing that after. Ideally, we make a lot of money today. And even if we don't, honestly, dude, I made a shitload of money yesterday. So I kind of want to talk about that. Not to brag. Of course, I love bragging, and we will be doing that in the breakdown, but more so to explain the thought process behind the trade, to kind of explain what I saw, why I held, and when I got out when I did. Hopefully a little bit of a didactic session, if you will, to kind of break down some of those futures trades, because I think there's some good stuff in there. So we're going to be doing a little bit of that. Of course, I'm going to be prepping you for the market. Big movements in the markets overnight because of Trump. Once again, the Trump pump followed by the Trump dump. It's literally the same thing we've seen every single day this week, where he's like, nah, we're talking, and something about Sharpies at one point, which was really, really weird, and everything's fine, and we're talking with them, and we're destroying them also because their military is now non-existent, but we're going to do a ceasefire anyway. And then the market, or I guess the bots within the market, they react and they buy it. And then every single time this happens, it's the pump is getting less and the market is fading all of this Trump commentary even more rapidly, which is leading to another gap down this morning. So yes, for those of you playing the upside gap fills pretty much every single day of the week, congrats to you, because you have another one on this beautiful Friday. If you are planning on going short right out of the gate, well, just be mindful that, yes, there is still an upside gap fill. Is it going to get filled today? I don't know. In all reality, it's going to depend a lot on just updates related to Iran and at what time they do or don't happen. So we're going to be breaking all of that down. I do have some news on individual equities, so we're going to be doing that a little bit. And then, of course, I have all the key levels. So, pretty much a quote-unquote normal Friday, but we're going to see if we can get ripping it today. Before I give you guys this full-fledged breakdown, let me just remind you that it is a Payday Friday. All you have to do is like, retweet, and follow. Connection lost. That can't be good. Go to my Twitter page at Matt_Kohrs. I'm this handsome looking astronaut. It is pinned to the top of chat. It is in the description of the video. My mod is putting it in chat right now. Should be really easy for you guys to find. Obviously, if you're in the Discord or if you're a member of the newsletter, I already emailed it out or I tagged everyone on Discord. But all you have to do is like, retweet, and follow. It is a free TGIF Payday Friday kind of giveaway. So good luck to you guys. We're giving away Lucid accounts. We're giving away Vanquish accounts. The Lucid is for futures trading. The Vanquish is for options trading. And then, of course, on top of that, we're going to be finding the fastest marble racer in all the land. And the winner of the marble race, of course, will be getting a cash prize today of $150. So basically, your bar tab is on me this weekend. So once again, all you have to do is like, retweet, and follow. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. And in the meantime, things are red. S&P 500 down 0.6% after losing 1.8 yesterday. The Nasdaq down 0.8 after losing 2.4 yesterday. Bitcoin falling to 66,000 and oil spiking all the way up to 97.50, gaining an additional 3%. And if you also want to take a look at volatility, it is up and away, currently at 30, and it is making a run to these previous highs. So the risk on trade has rapidly disappeared, and people are buying protection. They are clearly going risk off, and you could even see here we are just getting pummeled with negative gamma. And in reality, the first major option support I see is all the way down here at 6,300. My big fat head is blocking it. I'll switch it over here. The positive gamma support is quite far away, as in 135 points away. So might come into play today. Statistically, that would be rare, but obviously not impossible. Stock future slip even as Trump extends Iran negotiations deadline. Well, the market is starting to realize every time we talk about negotiations, it's basically nothing but a Bologna sandwich. So this was the most recent update, if it matters. As per Iranian government request, please let this statement serve to represent that I am pausing the period of energy plant destruction by 10 days to Monday, April the 6th, 2026 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Kind of an interesting way to give you like the exact timestamp of when we will bomb you, but hey, I kind of like it. Talks are ongoing, and despite erroneous statements to the contrary by fake news media, this time not U.S. fake news, but Iranian fake news, and others, they are going very well. Thank you for your attention on this matter, President Donald J. Trump. So another day has come and gone, and another day of the president, the administration, and the U.S. military apparatus saying, yeah, we're chatting with them. Everything is going great. There's absolutely no problem whatsoever. And then within minutes, sometimes hours, news from Iran is saying, yo, we're not talking at all. And it's starting to get to the point of being a little bit weird. So who's telling the truth? Well, these things are mutually exclusive. You can't simultaneously be talking to someone and not talking to them. So who's telling the truth? I have no idea. Maybe it's somewhere in the middle. Maybe it's like they are talking, but then part of the agreement is that they're not telling the world that they're talking, so one side's getting pissed off. So maybe we are somewhere strangely in the middle, but in a nutshell, that's why things are pretty red this morning. Iran hasn't requested pause on energy site strikes, according to the mediator. I found this headline to be absolutely fucking insane. Imagine being on the side that is actively getting bombed and then be like, yeah, we didn't request you to stop sending those bombs. In fact, we really like when you send those bombs. So I just thought that was actually more of a comedic headline from the Wall Street Journal. Wanted to share it with all of you. Iran and Israel keep up attacks after Trump extends deadline. Very, very interesting definition of a ceasefire. And like I said, I am not a word Smithsonian. I'm not the person who has every definition memorized. So I might be wrong on this, but I always thought a ceasefire meant you stopped bombing each other. Apparently, we are changing that definition in real time. And in fact, there are some reports that it's actually getting more intense. Check this one out.
I gave them a 10-day period. They asked for 7. You're going to say, oh, Trump's a terrible negotiator. They asked for 7, and I said, I'm going to give you 10, because they gave me ships. We talked about the 8 ships, the president that I talked about the other day. But they asked for 7, and I gave them 10. You got 10 days, and
That's
they were very thankful about that.
Donald Trump speaking to Fox News. The US president has once again pushed back the deadline for Iran to make a deal or face more attacks on its energy sites. The Wall Street Journal reporting that Tehran had not sought a pause in strikes. Let's bring in Bloomberg Horizons anchor Jumana Pasechi.
Can we make sense of
Jumana,
this?
The extension then allowing time for more talks, arguably allowing more time for a military build-up and troops in the region as well. What is your assessment of how things are unfolding right now?
Guys, is Trump tacoing out of
we've had
this?
a flurry of headlines
No, maybe
from
so.
President Trump himself, indeed, after a very long cabinet meeting. I would say the main takeaway is that he has pushed back that deadline by 10 days to April 6th. He's given a bigger window, a longer window for the two sides to come together, potentially for discussions. But I will just reiterate, there has not been a lot of progress in terms of the state of those negotiations in the last 24 hours. And the Wall Street Journal are reporting that actually Iran never requested an extension to that deadline,
wild,
and they have yet to give their
So
formal response
that
to
this
the
is
15-point proposal that the
our
U.S. put
version
forward.
of the simulation right now.
Again, a lot of this is rhetoric, but what we do know is that there are no physical meetings that have been decided on yet, and Pakistan have been put forward as a key mediator in that regard, but nothing has been confirmed. And yet the language that continues to come out of Iran is one of defiance. They seem to not be in the mood of compromising and continue to strike back. So this is day 27 of the war. It's essentially been going on for a month now, and we continue to see
Is she
these
sitting in on the negotiations? She's actually our negotiator. It's just her.
Over Tehran and other parts
Kinda
of Iran
crazy,
overnight,
right?
taking out a key missile launching facility, they say. In retaliation, once again, sirens went off in Bahrain. We've heard of more drones being intercepted in Saudi Arabia. Over here in the UAE, also missile interceptions. So the war is still very much going on. I also just want to remind everyone that, and this is something that we've been reporting on throughout the course of the week, there are extra Marines and troops being deployed to the region as we speak. And we spoke about 2 Marine expeditionary units. They're making their way over. As we understand, the first group should be arriving within the next few days. There were also reports that the Pentagon are looking to mobilize their 82nd Airborne Force. This is a special force unit that could be deployed on very short notice, and they're typically used as a tool of deterrence. And so to come back to your original framing, Tom, the question here is whether President Trump is actually genuinely giving time in order for these negotiations to take place, or whether it is a time-buying exercise to allow for the military deployment and for the new assets to arrive to the region.
So, not really a conspiracy theorist thing, but I mean, that might be an aspect to it of like, no, we know we're not doing negotiations. We're just trying to buy time to, as she said at the end there, utilize it to get our troops there. Maybe true, maybe not. All I can tell you is I have a feeling in my stomach that some crazy shit's going to be happening this weekend. Now, I don't know if said crazy shit is going to be good. I don't know if it's going to be bad. It could be crazy to the point that we do come to an agreement and everything is hunky-dory and the market gaps up. Or it could be legitimately bad and the bombing gets worse, the missile throwing, slinging gets worse, and then we have a giant gap down. I obviously am not called into these meetings, to these negotiations, but just looking at the past couple weekends, that's when we've been kind of getting, what in tarnation? I guess she has opinions of what's happening in Iran. I guess Piper here has a couple things that she needs to say. Get off your chest. All right, what do you have to say? What do you have to say to everyone today? Anything? What do you have to say, dude? Look at this cat. Is this not the best looking cat you guys have ever seen? It might not seem like it, but I would actually burn down an entire island nation if it made my cat a little bit happier. If it was just something, if she like lost her favorite catnip toy and the only way for me to get it back was to take out an entire civilization, I would, dude. I would do crazy. I would commit atrocities against humanity if it made my cat like a little bit happier. So just want to what is she doing now? I guess she's not chilling. All right, where were we in the show? Sorry, I get distracted pretty easily. Over the weekend, I think things are going to get crazy because looking at the pattern of the previous weekends, that's where we've been getting major updates. Now, obviously, I'm sure there are people who are going to be in the know and placing trades on these announcements before it happens. So unless you're one of those people that somehow has access to this information, like the rest of us, we're playing a 50-50 game, except this time it's pretty freaking high octane, as in you could either be, hey, stop that. You could either be really, really right or really, really wrong. But in the meantime, we are dealing with the market taking a hit, oil popping, volatility popping, and it's not looking good. Brent oil tops 110 as Trump's Iran deadline extension fails to allay supply fears. So basically, they're saying everyone's calling BS on it. And if it keeps going, it could get us into that world of inflation, but then the labor market's getting weak. So then people are starting to talk about stagflation. Economists see war pushes U.S. inflation above 3%, obviously hurting growth. And then that's the entire setup for maybe our talk with China, which is scheduled for May. China hits back at U.S. with new trade probes ahead of the Trump-Xi summit. Beijing responds to investigations by the U.S. that could raise tariffs. So there are not backdoor, that's not the right word. Remember, this whole thing does not live in a vacuum. And you might not know this, but obviously China was a big consumer of oil from Iran, and they were as well from Venezuela. So you could argue that the U.S. is stepping on the energy pipeline that China's using, and then obviously China's hitting back. So maybe my tinfoil hat's on a little bit too tight, but if you ask me, this seems, when I say this, I mean everything happening in Venezuela, everything happening in Iran. The main connection there is this upcoming meeting with China. So just wanted to call that out for everyone that I don't know if this is really going to be even calming down until we know the results of the chit chat with China. So I wouldn't be doing my job if I did not put that on your radar. Now, bringing it back to the home front, we're making some progress here with the U.S. government. Senate advances DHS funding bill, tees up House vote to end shutdown as TSA lines stretch. So, unfortunately for me, I have to fly today. Like I said, I do have a trader conference that I need to go to down in DC. I'm hearing that the airport that I use, I use Newark mainly, is actually not bad at all. But I am seeing crazy reports. Where was it? Somewhere in Texas, I want to say, that people were waiting for like 4 or 5 hours just to get through TSA. Absolutely crazy. So apparently we are making some solid headway there. Senate passes Homeland Security deal after airport delays. So where is it? It was right here.
Were we expecting this vote to pass, and what exactly has now been funded? Do we know?
Was it Houston that was bad?
This is one of those situations in Congress where there's nothing that happens for a long time and then very quickly something comes together. This is a proposal that's actually sort of been on the table for weeks, but was really precipitated by all of those airport delays we've seen play out over the past week or so with people waiting in line for 5, 6, 7 hours.
Precipitated? She's a big weather shill. Dude, I'm telling you, folks, all these people trying to tell me about weather and season, like when you finally open your eyes to it, you can't not see it. I'm just there. All these fuckers out there, even this in the world of the government and the shutdown and TSA and lines, see how they're slowly but surely interjecting big weather? Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there.
Waiting to get through TSA, the Transportation Security Agency checkpoints, as workers have called off work because they haven't been paid for about 5 weeks.
Floating
so
head
this bill would
from
essentially
big weather.
Extend government funding for
Just
most
throwing
of
it
the
out
Department
there.
of Homeland Security, with the exception of ICE and Border Patrol.
She looks like
Those
AI.
Being the two
She probably
most
is
controversial
AI, brother.
pieces, that will continue to be negotiated in Congress. I'll note this is just one step in a process. This bill needs to go to the House next, and then Donald Trump's desk for signature. So this is still something that is tenuous and could take several more days, if not a couple weeks.
Sure, yeah, and presumably it helped that Donald Trump called for paying the TSA agents yesterday. Laura, thank you for all that context. That's Bloomberg's Deputy Washington Bureau Chief, Laura Davison.
AKA Mrs. AI robot who's shilling big weather. So positive steps in terms of, I guess, lessening the frustrations for everyone who has to travel. All right, dialing into not only the U.S. home front, but the U.S. market home front. Nothing is scheduled today. I guess technically there is a consumer sentiment report, and I do have that here on the newsletter at 10 a.m. I believe it's at 10 a.m. Yeah. So this isn't like a massive report such as a Fed rate decision or an inflation report. But at 10 a.m., you could expect to see a minute or two of like maybe higher volatility, higher trading volume. So I do want to call that out. I shouldn't say that there's nothing today. Consumer sentiment, 10 a.m. And then also I want to put on your radar that today, historically, this is just based on the last 27 years of performance, the better part of 3 decades. This is how this day has performed. So on the screen right now is the hypothetical equity curve you would have if you bought at open, sold at close on this individual day. Obviously, you would be net negative, as in it pays more so to be a bear on this day. Now, I'm not saying that there haven't been particular years where there's a big bullish gain or a period of bullish gains, but overall, it does net out for this from a seasonal standpoint to be a bit more bearish than bullish. Now, is that the end all be all? Of course not. I would say this time around, it probably has a lot to do with whatever either is or isn't announced related to Iran. So I just want to share that with you. But I would be the first to admit that, yes, very much, you got to be paying attention to Truth Social or to whatever your favorite news is that quickly reports any Trump updates, because that is the exact environment we are running on these days. So pay attention to 10 a.m. Pay attention. Put on your alerts for Trump's Truth Social or whatever it is, the source, like I said, that gives you his updates, his commentary as quickly as possible. Very quickly, if you don't mind, a little bit of individual equity news. Anthropic wins injunction in court battle with Trump administration. A federal judge says government's measures appear designed to punish Anthropic in a standoff over military use of AI. So, hey, if you use AI as much as I do, specifically Claude, you might be interested in that particular piece of news. Moving on, Meta boosts investment in West Texas AI data center by over 6-fold to $10 billion. Meta plans now to spend $10 billion, that's billion with a B, on its AI data center in El Paso, up from the prior commitment of 1.5. So actually a large increase of like almost 6x there. The data center aims to bring 1 gigawatt of capacity online by 2028. Meta is ramping up its investments in AI infrastructure, telling Wall Street in January that capital expenditures this year would reach up to $135 billion. Folks, I know the overall market, ever since it made its high in late January, that was the all-time high. Ever since then, the overall market is clearly taking a hit. So from the all-time high to the close yesterday, down 7.5%. Remember, 10% is the quote-unquote correction territory, and then 20% is a legitimate bear market. Like, that is the actual definition. If you ask me, the fact that we broke these lows, I think there's a bit more pain to be had. But overall, I know we're here more so for active trading, day trading, scalp trading. I want to let you know that I'm not shopping on discount quite yet for my long-term investment account. I know, once again, most of the time we're talking about active trading, but for my long-term investing, I am getting close to that point where, yeah, I'm looking at the overall market, but then there's certain names such as Meta, the one that we just covered, where I think this is going to bounce back eventually and bounce back with vengeance. So I am more than happy to be buying Meta at a nice discount of 540. I admit it hasn't been pretty, but when I look at the news and have somewhat of an understanding from a fundamental direction of where they're trying to take the company, I have faith that they're going to be able to pull it off. So for this one, this is a top of my radar without a doubt. And I'm not saying that this is the only one, but as I see the market take a little bit more of a hit, and then I see some of my favorite blue chip high quality tech stocks taking a hit, those are the ones that I'm first going to be targeting once again for my long-term investment. But if I can start to scoop up the names of Meta at 500, 480, this recent low, I'm gonna be doing it. And that's just one of many. And of course, if you guys want to chit chat about that a little bit later when the market opens, more than happy to do it. But very quickly, the SpaceX IPO was just as unconventional as Musk himself. So SpaceX is making its moves to get everything set up for the IPO. So just another thing to put on your radar, because I know a lot of you are excited. Now, very quickly, before the market opens, I need you guys to spam chat as rapidly as you possibly can and tell me, are you bullish or bearish? Because we're going to be doing a degenerate market open trade. Quickly, like, you're running out of time. You got to be faster. Someone in chat yell it. Whether you're bullish or bearish, you have seconds to decide. Seconds, quick. Someone pick. All right, someone said bear. All right. How many were 10. Market. confirm and send. Go. Okay, we got into the 10. Close with a single order. What did I get a fill at? 25. So let's get out at, oh shit, it's going the wrong way. I said 25. Let's get out at 27. Go, faster, Matt, faster. All right, so somehow, I was a little late to be completely honest. I got a fill at 25. And I have a pending order to get out at 27. The current unrealized P&L is actually almost back to break even. What's going on? Long put. Go. I got halfway there for a second. And we're going back down. And up. We're going back up. 850. 1200. 1350. 2,000 is what I'm going for. There we go. Fucking America, brother. Right there. Realize 2K. I didn't doubt you guys for a second. Thank you for helping me pay you guys for Payday Friday. That's what it's all about. This is what the American dream is. Honestly, I believe it was George Washington who said, I have a dream that one day you'll be able to put food on your table by taking financial investment advice from strangers on the internet and degenerately represent that position at market open. Now, obviously, if you're some weird historian, maybe I'm not saying that quote verbatim, but it's something along those lines that was George Washington's dream. Folks, we just did the most American thing ever. This is literally what the country was fucking built on. Obviously, all those pussies in England were like, no, we don't want you degenerately betting at market open. That's why we broke away from them. The 13 colonies were started because people wanted zero DTE options and they would not let us have them. Thank you. Thank you, folks. This is what it's all about. This is why we do it. This damn near brings a tear to my eye. Folks, thank you. I appreciate it. I love your, what am I being sarcastic about, dude? I made 2,000 right there. Thank you. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm grateful. Who was it in chat? The very first one, folks, we're going to give a round. Sean Archer LCTX. He was the first one I saw. I was like, please say it. And he picked bearish. He was the first person to type it in. He was 100% right. Sean, round of applause. Folks, everyone, please, it doesn't matter if you're at work, if you're at school, if you're driving a car, please take a second, stand up. Let's give Sean a round of applause here. Thank you, Sean. Sean's the fucking man. Sean, I appreciate you, brother. You know what, Sean? Regardless of what happens today, Sean gets a spot in the marble race. You know what? I'm going to write this down. No matter what, Sean, I don't care what happens today, whether you're picked or not picked, we're putting you in the marble race because you deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. Congrats, Sean, and thank you. You made me $2,000, and I will not be forgetting that. Anyway, on that note,
Dingity ding ding ding. The world's largest casino is now open. Best of luck to all. Play responsibly, and if not, have fun.
All right, let's see what we have going on today. It looks like we have the market getting absolutely annihilated. Mike Wazowski. All right, oil, we should probably be paying attention to that. Apple is somehow in the green, and everything else is red. The one thing on my watch list that's green is Apple. Volatility is up, oil's up. That's pretty freaking bearish. Looks like Oracle's taking a pretty heavy hit. It's a blood red opening, folks. A blood red opening. Well, while we are patient and waiting for particular trade setups, I do want to remind you, that there is another upside gap fill in play. If you don't know what a gap fill is, it is the increased statistical likelihood of the market hitting a certain value based on the extremes of the previous day and the opening of the next day. Today, we opened below the previous day's extreme, and since we're below it, there's an upside gap fill. Why is it called an upside gap fill? Because there's a literal gap in the chart. From where we were today at our high value and the low of yesterday, there's a literal gap in the chart. So this is a gap down, so there's an upside gap fill, and obviously the opposite is perfectly possible. You could gap up, and then you have the downside gap fill as well. And even though the odds of us getting this fill today are high, we are unfortunately out of the gate trending in perfectly the opposite direction. In fact, we are running right down to another key level. All these yellow lines that you see on the chart, they are all key option levels, like just where the big boys are positioned. We can see the negative gamma, the positive gamma, just gives us an idea of where the large players are positioned on the day, specifically on the 0 DTE basis. So right here, watching 25, watching 400, watching 415. So pay attention to all of that. And then, of course, I will also be giving you the options flow. So these are all the real-time trades happening in the options market. Gives us an idea of which way the dog might be going because of how the tail is being aggressively wagged. And to no one's surprise, out of the gate, the S&P 500 is taking a hit and the Mag 7 is really getting hit, specifically selling calls and buying some puts, but a lot more call selling on the Mag 7. While the S&P 500 trending down, just got a little bit of a pop. What is it, 9:36? So we're 6 minutes into the day. Oh, and all my data got disconnected already. I did do my trades, so I can't trade on FFN because I'm waiting for a payout, but as of yesterday, I did request the 10,000, so waiting on the 10,000 from them. I have brand new funded Tradeify accounts as of yesterday. I did pass the test, so I made one trade early this morning. The Lucids, I made my 250, so I'm able to request another 6,000 from them today. So as of yesterday on FFN, I requested 10,000. Today, I'm already done with Lucid, so these LFFs, I'll be requesting 6 from them today. On Legends, I need to trade like 4 more days and get it up to 162,000. So I have some distance to go there. And on the take profits, they actually have daily requests. So I could take out up to 8,000 per account right here. Will I do it? Won't I do it? I don't know. I haven't really made my decision on that one quite yet. But I could request all the way down to 155. So 8, 8, and 8 would be 24,000. So theoretically, I could request 24,000 out from them. I'm going to request 6 out from Lucid. And I did request 10 from FFN. I cannot request anything from Tradeify at this moment, and I cannot request anything from Legends at this moment. So just want to give you the breakdown. Obviously, if you were paying attention yesterday, I had an absolutely phenomenal, like I crushed yesterday. So you guys saw the start of it on the show, and then everyone in the Discord got to see what happened after. But right here, I took a couple short positions around 10 a.m. yesterday. Am I on the right side of the screen here? Yeah. You can see I took a couple shorts around 24,200. One was at 220. One was at 189. It averaged out to be about 200. I locked a little profit in around 1035. And then I rode the other one all the way down and damn near bottom ticked that exit right before 4 p.m. That was a 400 point gain on the contract that I rode all the way down. So I was in at 220, I was in at 24,220, out at 23,780, and that's exactly how across all the accounts I was able to lock in $55,000, and on the take profits 9K, 9K, 9K. So 27 locked in, and these are all funded. Like I said, I could take those out today. That's how take profit works. And then obviously made 4K, 4K, 4K on the Legends. And then these other ones I just stopped earlier because, once again, I passed these Tradeifys, which are now funded. Those are the fresh funded ones. And I also hit my profit targets on the Lucid and the FFNs earlier in the day. So I didn't really feel the need to keep pushing the pedal to the metal on all of the accounts. But on the ones that I did, 9, 9, and 9. And right here, obviously, once again, just to show you that trade, went short around 10 and rode it all the way down. So it was a large patience play. Like I mean, ask anyone in the Discord. I was just sitting there as calm, like trying to be as calm as I could, watching the numbers grow and grow and grow. So it was a day of basically the market saying, how long can you be patient and do literally nothing? So eventually patience paid, and that's how I was able to lock in 55,000 very quickly. If you want to trade with me, if you want to be mentored with me, if you want to just hang out in the Goonie trading community, go to goonietrading.com. It is in the description of the video. My mod will drop it in chat. So once again, if you want to trade with me, if you want to be mentored with me, or if you just want to attack the market in a very mathematical, statistical way, really a risk-adverse way, this is the place for you to do it. But please do not sign up if you're just like, yeah, I'm just going to copy what Matt does. This is not a signal Discord. The point of this is not for you guys just to copy me. I want to teach you about the market. I want to help you develop your trading systems, your trading strategies. If you think that you could just sign up and you're going to be successful by just like mirroring what I do, you're not going to be. So I just want to let you know now before you sign up. I just don't want the expectations to be like unmet. If you're like, I'm just going to copy Matt, and what's going on? Apex is hiding from Matt. No, it just takes time. It takes time I'm still waiting on the $1 million payout from Apex. So talk about patience plays. Not only was this a patience play in the market, it was a patience play to wait for Apex, because it takes a while to do the KYC, the AML. When you're talking about, like, we're literally talking about a 7-figure amount to an individual trader. There's a lot of processes that have to play out on the regulation side, obviously just on the money side, the bank side. So we are still waiting on that. I do not have any updates whatsoever. What I know is what you know, as in I am literally just waiting. So we're going to see how that either does or does not play out. Another reason you might want to join up with the Discord is not only do we crush it in futures right here, making the 55, trading options locked in 1,150, obviously a bit of a smaller account, but right here, I sold premium at 11.18. I bought it back at 12.11. So a little bit less than an hour. I sold it at 2.15, bought it back at $1. And that's exactly how in a little bit less than an hour on my options account, I was able to make $1,150. So basically, I forgot about this, but to give you the skinny on the Discord, it's mainly futures and options trading. And then every once in a while, when the moment is appropriate, that's more so when we get into a discussion of long-term investing. But remember, it's just a lot of the times with long-term investing, you're just doing nothing. So it's not like we're every single day being like, oh, this is the updates to the long-term account, because just most trading days, there's no appropriate reason to be updating your long-term investment account. How does it feel to touch 1 million? Well, I'll let you know when the 1 million hits my account. I feel like that's going to be like the big change in my mind. But I am trying to decide if I want to get in on this. Okay, S&P.
Order filled.
Okay, am I trading on the right accounts? Okay, I don't want to be touching Lucid. No. Good. Okay, we'll see if we got a fish today. If you are new or if you just need a reminder, folks, I'm a 50-50 trader. Half my trades make me money, half my trades lose me money. And from everything I know about the market, that is generally the distribution of trading, especially for active trading, especially for day trading. So with that, how can you make money? How can you make 55,000? How can you make the 1,000 on options? It's all about, when you're wrong, just be wrong small. Cut your losses, put your hand up and say, you know what? I got this one wrong, and just admit it and move on with your life. And then in the other scenario, when you're right, well, you want to make those pay. So it's the game of just making it as asymmetric as you possibly can. When you are right, ride it. When you are wrong, admit it early and move on with your life. So if you're tuning in here and thinking that I just make money on every single trade, no. Like, that's not how the market works. The market is very much a 50-50 game. It's very much a 50-50 game. What you have to do, it's a game of risk management. Everything I've learned from my successful periods of trading, or from like actual legitimate professional traders, it's a game of being right 50-50. And how you can make a lot of money doing that, it's all about your risk management. Isn't that right, Piper? Isn't that right? Tell them about it. Tell them how much you manage your Meow Mix. It's all about risk management. Wow, VWAP is quite far away. I was hoping for this rejection at 600. I really thought this breakdown right here, hence why I got in, was going to be good. But let's see. Let's give it a second to breathe. Please remember, there is a consumer sentiment report at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. consumer sentiment report. As you can see, I'm just short one contract. I am not trading on my Lucid accounts because I already hit my profit target, and I am not trading on the FFN accounts because I have a payout pending. So I'm just trading on the new Tradeifys, the existing legends, and the existing take profits. And I do not like this recapture of VWAP in the slightest. The orange shit. Come on, kitty. Come on, kitty. Just settle down. She's all riled up. She's getting me all riled up. The point of control is upcoming. It's here at, where's my 1 minute? Here we go. I very much like this lower high, and then it looked to me as if it was breaking down, and then I cross-checked it with the options flow. That's exactly why I took this trade. I'm still looking for the rejection. I don't mind holding this. Obviously, I'm red right now, but just to, I guess, explain it in real time of like why I'm managing this and how I'm holding it. 5-minute momentum is still evidently bearish. 30-minute momentum is still evidently bearish. 10-minute, 5, 10, 30, 4-hour, all momentum is clearly bearish. Looking at the NASDAQ, same thing. 5-minute momentum's bearish. 10-minute momentum's bearish. 30-minute momentum's bearish. 4 hours. So I'm on the right side of momentum here. So, okay, like I am trading with the overall trend. Obviously, options just got this flow alert and started to pop on the S&P 500. The Mag 7's weak though, so I'm seeing a disconnection. Now, obviously, these guys might be right and these guys might be wrong, or maybe I'm on the right side of it and this will snap back. Let's just do a quick check on the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ was popping, just took a strange hit there. The one thing that is going against me is people playing the upside gap fill. Obviously, this could be a very, very bearish day, but that doesn't mean we can't bounce all the way up to 74. That is totally possible. So I was hoping right here that we would at least peak down to the intraday low. I was obviously not anticipating right here. I saw the sell-off. I saw the bounce. I saw it curling back over. I was like, great, we're going back to 425. Instead, this lower high really just switched right to a higher low, and now we're just popping right back up to another key area. So like I said, just one contract. I intentionally traded one contract because I expected there to be like a bit of craziness, and that's exactly what we're seeing. So I'm still going to let it cook. I believe that I'm still on the right side of overall momentum, and that doesn't mean it can't change. Like, of course, buyers can step in and we could rip. And at a certain point, as I was alluding to, you have to admit when you were wrong. I'm just not seeing that data quite yet. Of course, it might end up getting into that scenario, but I'm just going to give it a little bit of time here. And remember, not that this is a promise, but we have been seeing this time and time again. Whichever way we're seemingly going from 9:30 to 10, recently we've been seeing a lot of trade reversals right at 10. Not every single day of the week, but enough to the point that it is like worthwhile to note for sure. Worthwhile to note without a doubt. Let's get this up there. Let's get this down there. Okay. Let's get this. Let's get this. Apple's really going, which is probably helping the overall S&P 500 and the overall NASDAQ 100. Oh, brother. Okay, VWAP. Okay, we're currently trading at 23,640. The VWAP, the session VWAP, is 100 points higher. It is quite a bit higher, all the way up at 740. Wow, that's actually sky high. Sky high. Let's see. Okay. The longer we on NQ hang out above 600, the worse this is for me. I need us to not only test 600, but I need it to get below it. A lot of important things going on, key technical level, psychological level. In the short term, it is the anchored VWAP. It's some short-term EMAs. I'm going to feel a lot more comfortable about my life if we can get back below 600. And obviously, if we just hang out too long above it, I'll just cut bait and say, I got this one wrong. But maybe I'll get lucky here. I'm just looking for the retest and the crack of 600, which maybe I will get lucky. This is what I'm seeing right here. Yeah. I mean, this region between, what is this? 597 all the way up to 615. That's exactly where I need price to get back below. And if we end up just bouncing right off of this, well, that probably means that I'm absolutely screwed. Hey, Matt, why have you entered the short, but the gap is still not filled to the upside? Because I think the market could go down before the gap fill. Same thing. I mean, this is a day trade. I'm just looking to see if I could get in there and get like a quick, 50 points, 100 points, something like that. The concept of the gap fill doesn't mean it has to happen right away. It could happen later, and it doesn't theoretically have to happen at all. But I do understand that stat is important to think about, but the setup there, I like the risk reward, and I like that I was trading with momentum. And look at that. I was able to get back to break even. Now, once again, I might get screwed. This could be a fake out breakdown. We just took out this low from 943, the low that we saw right after I got in my position. This could be a fake out, or it could puke all the way down to 532, the intraday low. And that's a 50-point gain for me, pretty much a 45-point gain. And then if I could hit this trade, I'm done on the day, folks. Like, good, awesome, like easy peasy lemon squeezies. So the gap can still happen, but that doesn't mean you can't take a downward path first before getting the gap fill. And I just like the risk reward setup a little bit better. If I had balls, I would have entered another contract here at 950, and then my average would have popped up, and I would have gotten out of this one at break even. The other one would already be stopped, and I'd be up a shitload of money. So I didn't want to be that aggressive today because the ranges are quite large. So I could have traded micros instead of the minis and probably managed it a little bit better, but whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. Very quickly, my brain's working a little slow this morning. What is the overnight low? Oh, we already took it out. The overnight low was here at 74. Interesting. I'm trying to think, do I want to do a free trade? I probably should, because there's probably no point in taking on risk. All right.
Order submitted.
So no matter what, I'm not losing money. I'm at least keeping the $250 that I've already locked in. So it's a free trade. When I do this, once again, to drive home this concept of, hey, it went a little bit against me. Now it went a little bit in my favor, but I've taken all risk off the table. I know that you guys, especially if you pay attention to retail gurus and gurus, you're inundated with this concept of like, what you always, whatever your initial risk is, you have to keep it on all the time and either wait for your risk to get hit or wait for your profit target to get hit. I bet you could be successful doing that, but just, I guess, commentating on my own day trading career, I've had much better success taking my risk off the table. I've had much, much better success. Hang on.
Order submitted.
If I could lock this in, I'm done for the day. We already made the $2,000 on Vanquish. We're locked that in. I'm short at 79. I'm trying to unload at this key level of 500. That's obviously a 79-point gain, aka $1,580 across all the accounts that I'm choosing to trade right now. And it's a free trade. When I say it's a free trade, I hit the free trade button. My stop is at break. The worst case situation is I just make no money. And I have found that, as I was alluding to, I fully understand that you guys get inundated with these people who kind of don't know what they're talking about, saying, oh, you can't move your risk. Like, you just, whatever your risk is, you got to take it. I treat the situation to be a lot more dynamic. When I'm happy with it going a little bit in my favor, I am more than happy to put my stop at break even, because guess what? You can take an infinite amount of break even trades and you're not blowing out your account. To me, it's actually superior risk management to behave in this overall manner, because it just removes that emotional weight of like, fuck, am I still going to be red? Am I not going to be red? Once again, if this bounces back, yeah, that'll suck, because I could have taken $1,000 right now, and part of me kind of wants to. Should I actually? Because it is Friday. It is payday Friday, so maybe it makes sense to pay myself. Nah, fuck it. I'm going to make this money. Remember, good people make money. Beyond whatever your strategy is, your risk management, this, that, the other thing. Remember, the biggest thing in the market is good people get paid. It's all about karma. It's not your strategy. It's not your risk management. It's not your understanding of option chains, option flows, yields, the dollar index. It's just, are you a good person? Like, full stop. That is the thing you need to be considering. If you are losing money in the market, if you are losing money actively trading, maybe, just maybe, you're not a good person. And then obviously on the flip side, if you are a good person, well, you're probably like me and you're probably making money. Like that's all it is. I mean, people are going to tell you shit about trend lines and fair value
Order
gaps.
filled.
But at the end of the day,
Order canceled.
good people get paid.
Here comes the money.
You getting mad? I'm getting rich. You getting mad? I'm getting rich.
Is Trex yelling at me? I haven't seen Tesla in 2 months. What's up? I'm a bad person, apparently. Yeah, folks, if you're not making money right now, maybe you're just a bad person. Maybe you need to take that up with the Lord. But I'm done. I've made enough money. It's Friday. I'm kind of hungover. Whatever, dude. Whatever. I mean, would this probably make more money? Yeah, it'd probably make more money, honestly. But anyway, let me actually break this down without like kind of being an asshole. And I promise, for those of you tuning in because you like me being an asshole, I will revert to that character. But let me put on my teaching cap for 1 second. So what the fuck did I see that helped me make, how much money even is this? How much money is this? I mean, it was a 80 point, right? I made 79 points. So I made 1.6K on that. And then I already had the 2K. So what's this total amount of money? Let's ask ChatGPT. Let's figure out how much money I made. What is the total PNL? Let's see. Let's answer some questions and then I'll break it down and then we could go back to fucking off and having a fun Friday. But I should probably at least put in a couple minutes of work to break some shit down for you. 21,000. Sick. That's a good Friday. 21,000, and I worked from 9:43 to 9:55. 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. Fuck, I'm running out of fingers. What do? I think it's 12 minutes. Hey, don't you put in quotes worked? Folks, doing content is the hardest job on the planet. All right? Don't fucking come at me as if like this isn't hard. It's harder than your fucking job. Like, honestly, try to name one job that is more difficult than streaming. I have to get up at least 20 to 30 minutes before I start the show. Like, I'm talking at a minimum. I can't just roll out of bed and do this. You think this hair looks like this when I get up? So I have to get up at least minimum 20 minutes before I start streaming. And then I have to hit the stream button. And then I have to, I have a stream deck, so I have to switch up the things really quick that it makes sense with the show. And then I have to work for 2 hours. Do you guys understand how difficult that is? I see a lot of fucking chatty Cathys in here trying to tell me that streaming isn't the hardest job ever. Folks, if the show starts up at 9, I have to be up by 8:40. Do you understand that? 8:40 in the fucking morning just to start the show at 9, and then I have to work for 2 hours. That's 120 minutes for people who don't have a calculator. I have to work from 9 to 2 hours straight. No breaks, no coffee breaks, no cig breaks. I have to work for 2 hours straight. And you're telling me that that's not the fucking hardest job ever? Wow, dude. You guys, you don't know how good you have it. Like, seriously, like counting the prep time, I have to work at least 2.5 hours every single day. And by every single day, I mean Monday to Friday. Like, don't give it to me. Dude, that's almost 15 hours of work per week. And you're telling me that that's not the hardest job? Wow. You sound like a pussy. Let's see you do it. I bet you can't work for 2 hours straight Monday to Friday. You guys can't do it, dude. You're jealous that I just grind it out, dude. I'm just a grinder. That's a real life hard guy, dude. I carry the burden of this show in this life, and I get it. I don't want to be like one of those celebrities like complaining about my fame, but I kind of deserve it all because I grind it out. Like, if you were truly being honest with yourself, do you think you could work for 2 hours a day? Like, honestly, I see a lot of you guys are like talking a tough game right now, but I don't think, folks, Monday to Friday, it's not like I work 2 hours and then I get a day off. Dude, I work for 2 hours. I grind it out. And then I have to put in another 2 hours the very next day. And guess what happens after that, you fucking babies? Is after that, I have to work another 2 hours the next day. Don't fucking come at me that you could possibly do it. You just don't have that grind in you. You don't have that grit, dude. You're not that guy, dude. I see it. You guys, you can't do it. You can't do it. I wouldn't need a nap. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And I don't even nap. I don't even nap. I know that's going to shock you guys. You're like, dude, this guy's grinding it out. I bet he naps all the fucking time. No naps. No naps, man. Oh, you guys. Could I work for 2 hours a day? You couldn't, Chip. Dude, all you people in Rumble, you're talking like a real tough game. You couldn't work 2 hours a day. Dude, because it's not like, I feel like you're misunderstanding. It's 5 days a week. Like, that's over 10 hours by the time you count me getting up early. It's basically 2.5 hours every day, Monday to Friday. Don't come at me. Don't even fucking at me. You guys couldn't do it. You guys could. Anyway, in a roundabout way, I'm trying to say that I deserve this money because I work harder than all of you. Like, it's not just the 12-minute trade. It was also the 20 minutes of prep before that. Everyone forgets that in the math. Everyone's like, oh, Matt, like that's unfair. You made $21,000 in 12 minutes. You're forgetting the 20 minutes of prep. It was actually 32 minutes of work, folks. Fucking use your brains, people. And by the time you do that, that's where like all of a sudden maybe the numbers aren't so good. All of a sudden when you realize that I actually worked for 30 minutes, that, all right, the numbers aren't like as shocking as you would maybe imagine it. So just want to throw that out there. We have fun here. We're having a good time. It's a Friday. Any news? I don't fucking know. I cry in the shower. That's some breaking news. I cried in the shower again last night. That's something you probably didn't know about. I don't know, buddy. I bet there are nights where you're watching an Instagram story of me still at work and you're still crying in the shower. Yeah, because I grind it out, dude. I'm just a hard worker. I just, work. Matt needs to sleep 8 hours a day to earn that money. It's not fucking easy, man. I actually prefer 9 to 10. It's how life is unfair, Matt. Yeah, I know. Some people like me just have to work harder. And I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying maybe a little bit of respect. When you it's a nonstop process. For the past 2 years, occasionally taking a break every other month, I work Monday to Friday, 9 to 11. I guess I know some of you are respectful in here and you realize the amount of grind that I put in, but I think others of you, 10 hours a week, that's almost 500 hours of work a year. But obviously, I also take quite a few breaks. I'm at least working 400 hours a year. I just don't think you guys get it. I don't think you have the grit or the gumption yourself to pull off what I do. You guys couldn't even come close to 400 hours of work a year. Matt has to make the money so he can lose it in sports gambling over the weekend. Hell yeah, brother. I actually haven't done a good sports bet in a while. It's not 10 hours. Don't forget the prep. Yeah, finally. So thank you. Thank you. Someone gets it. Honestly, I was a little bit saved by Sean this morning, who helped me make that extra 2,000. So it wasn't, just to be clear, it wasn't the 21,000 because there was the extra 2. So it's actually 23,000. And also, I was a little tired when I woke up. I did want those extra 10 minutes of sleep. Hats off to you, buddy. Thank you. Finally, I'm getting a little bit of respect for the amount of grind I put into this. So anyway, where were we? Streaming's the hardest job. You guys finally understand that. I'm super fucking rich because I'm smart as fuck and I'm good looking. I have the coolest cat ever. I'm a little hungover because I get invited to really cool events. So I went to a cool party, rooftop of Manhattan because I'm fucking sick. Where were we, guys? You guys got me distracted. I work hard as fuck. Cool dinners. I'm hungover. I wanted to sleep in, but I didn't because I grinded out. Made 23,000. Where were we? I feel like I'm losing you guys now. I feel like actually you're losing me. I'm not losing you guys. You guys are losing me. Don't forget the Buffalo shirt. Yeah, I have a super lucky shirt. You do dope shit because you have a dope life. Oh, dude. The internet is my fucking favorite place ever. You can just do whatever you want. You can't even get in trouble. You're white. Or are you just generically listing that as a good thing for me? You're like, oh, don't forget you're white. Oh, God. I don't even know. Do you guys even want to know about this trade? It's pretty fucking rudimentary. The options market was trending down. The Mag 7 was getting hit. Momentum was bearish. I waited for a pop back up to anchored VWAP. I waited for the failure. I took the short. I was more than willing to throw in another short at the session VWAP. We never got there. It broke in my way. I took profits at the psychological level of 500. And that's how I made the money. Any questions before we move back to being a douchebag? Any questions? Maybe, maybe not. Whatever. Your mods deserve a raise since they work harder than you. No, they just live in my basement. I don't pay them. They, once in a while, I give them the scraps off my plate, but they're just lucky to be in my presence. I have to move my mouse every 7 minutes. That's tough. Jesus, that's a brutal one. That's a brutal one. But I bet you don't have to work for 2 hours straight. How do you read spot gamma? Well, there's many things. I assume you're talking about the Hero tool, but obviously they have an entire tool suite, volatility dashboard. They have a trace tool. They have an options tape. They have an equity. Like, there's a lot of tools. I assume you're talking about just this one. So on the screen now, obviously using the S&P 500 as an example, there's 3 lines. The white line is the price of the S&P 500, and that is the left axis over here. And then the colorized lines, the teal line is the 0 DTE delta flow, and then the purple line is all expirations put together. Once again, the delta flow. So the delta flow, and right here on the right axis is the delta notional value. If you don't know what that is, whether you're looking at the 0 DT or the all expiration put together, it's a measurement of the bullishness or bearishness of the options market. So as it's trending up, that's either a lack of bearish or legitimately bullish. And then obviously when you're trending down, it's maybe a lack of bullish or it could be legitimately bearish. So once again, if it's trending up, and obviously we can overlay the delta flow with the price movement. If it goes up, it's in one way or another. It's either it's bullish, I guess is the easiest way to say it. And if it's trending down, it's bearish. So, and then obviously the left axis is the price for the S&P 500. The right axis is the delta notional reading. Now, obviously that is calls and puts being put together. If you want, you could split it up and look at the calls and the puts separately. So the blue lines here are the 0 DTE and the all expiration puts. And then the green and the orange are calls. The green is the 0 DTE calls and the orange is all calls put together. So basically this morning, you could see that people were selling puts up until 9:48, and then they started buying puts. And then calls were pretty much flat, and then were drifting downward ever since 9:55. So you could get it, or you could put the call and the put delta flow together, and then that's more where you get this clean view. $6,000 courses are cheap when you make 20K a day. Oh, I mean, I wouldn't have been able to make that 20K a day if I didn't pay for that trendline class. Doing more work, I see. Hope you're not too tired. Thank you. No, I am pretty tired. And I have to pack my own bag today before I hop on, obviously, a first class flight to DC. And like, I don't know, sometimes like if you're in the back of first class, they don't give you your drink first. Like there's a first class of first class, which is like the first seat or two. And like, I don't want to be that guy complaining, but I'm going to, because like, I hate it. Like, I hate it. Like, I'll buy a first class ticket, and then yet I am the last class of first class. I'm basically fucking Rosa Parks. And I don't mean fucking Rosa Parks, like, sexually. I mean, like, I'm Rosa Parks, like, just to clarify. I actually think she's passed away, so maybe I shouldn't have clarified that first part. But yeah, folks, like, my life's not easy. I'm in the back of first class. Like, I'm basically fucking, I might as well walk, you know? I might as well walk. Like, they just, people don't really understand this, but there's a game. Like, there's a game to sitting in first class, and I've lost it. I'm in the back of first class. Great. Now you're going to be on CNN. Dude, the amount of things that could get taken extremely out of context on this show is so many. Like, it's to the point where maybe it's not even out of context, team. It's not even Matt doesn't have his own plane. Dude, it's in the shop. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Okay, but don't get cocky. PW is stomping all stock market influencers. He's stomping them? In what way? Okay, but don't get cocky. PW is stomping all stock market. And I mean, it's literally impossible to stop me because I'm the best. Like, that's money, dude. It's like coming for Jordan in his prime. And like, actually feasibly impossible. But that's cute if you think that. I mean, I haven't played Little Leagues in a while to give a fuck about these other influencers, but I guess, I don't know, maybe if I am feeling generous or something, I could give back to the community by somehow interacting with other creators. What time are you meeting Trump in DC? Yeah, they're flying me in. They need kind of some outside opinions of how they should be handling Iran. So just doing a little bit of light weekend work, just a little bit of military strategy for the U.S. government. It's not a big deal. Like, it's just whatever. Like, every so often, like, Buffett calls me up. He wants to know, like, what he should be investing in. Every once in a while, Ken Griffin or Powell, they want to know what to do with either market structure, the Fed fund rate. And recently, I like to give back, dude. Like, I don't charge them for this. I bought the first class ticket myself, guys. Myself. I just do it to help, to give back to the community. The Ayatollah called him. Oh, Jesus. What are we doing? Let's get some tunes going. It's a payday Friday. It's a payday Friday. We're having a good time. We're having a good time. Late Prince. Is this coming through? All right, there we go. Fed chair is perfect for Matt. Also only has to work 2 hours a day. I'd rather work 2 hours a week, if I'm being honest. A lot of people just can't do it, dude. They just don't have that grind. They don't have that persistence in them. What are we doing? Here's the options flow. Oh, anyway, coming back to that person who asked how to read it, does that make sense? Or did you have any additional follow-up questions of what's on the screen right now? Or maybe not even that person, but does this make sense to... Oh, Piper. Any questions? Why don't you have a private jet like Meet Kevin? I think he sold it. Playing the upside gap. Good luck. I think it's going to get rejected here. But 50-50 odds. What's options tape? It's a measurement of all the real-time options trades. So, like, this moves with all the active, like every time an options trade it hits the tape, it has a measurable impact on delta, and we care about it because it has implications of how market makers need to hedge out. Let me turn this down a little bit. But I mean, I don't know if I would play the upside gap fill unless I saw the options flow markedly improve, because if you ask me, we're just like, if it gets rejected here, you need to get out, and you need to get out fast. Now, obviously, it could be a breakout, but we're testing VWAP and we're testing the 50% retracement. So I'm not like, literally, I'm giving you a 50-50 shot, but I'm saying if it gets rejected here, the odds of us coming back down to the intraday low are pretty freaking high. So just be careful about that, because like you're riding it up right to equilibrium. It's one thing if you took a long at 10 on the 10 a.m. reversal, because you could get your stop to break even, and I hope it goes for you. But I mean, I have no particular prediction of do we get rejected or not. Once again, I give you a 50-50 chance. It's just a game of risk reward. It's always a game of risk reward of, is the current setup offering you, the trader, optimal risk to reward. For those of us who didn't make 23K this morning, what trades would you be looking for next? Honestly, I think your money is easier growing by investing in Pokemon cards. Have you guys seen how much the Pokemon card market has been? It's like not just outperforming the S&P 500, it's like dramatically outperforming the S&P 500. So if I was a peasant like you who didn't make 23,000 today, I'd be on eBay ripping Pokemon cards right now. I'd be ripping those Pmon cards. Look at that. A rejection right at VWAP. I just wish there was like a trader or an influencer, maybe even a streamer. I just wish there was a person who had a following, maybe a show, maybe a really cool cat that sometimes popped in on the show that explained these types of things to be looking for through an interesting lens of math and specifically risk to be able to financially capitalize on it. Alas, it doesn't matter. It doesn't exist. But just they don't do it, dude. That person is not out there. That human. No one knows what VWAP is at all. How do you read negative or positive gamma? So this is delta right here, delta notional value. This is gamma. So the red is negative gamma. The purple is positive gamma. And what you could think of negative gamma is, like the red part, is slippery price action. So generally, whichever way you're going, you keep going and you could go with a large range. While the purple positive is more of sticky price action, as in when you get absorbed into those zones, it's rather hard to get out. And if you want to know why that happens, it's a reflexive action from the market makers, where basically if you're going up because it's negative gamma, the market makers need to protect themselves by buying the underlying, thus pushing it higher and higher, and you get the feedback loop. And it can go the other way as well, where if you're trending down, the market makers have to protect themselves by shorting the underlying, forcing it down even further. That's why we refer to the negative, the red, as slippery price action. And then the purple is where the market makers do the opposite. As in, if you go up in positive gamma, they sell the underlying. And if you go down, they buy the underlying. So it's more of a mean reverting thing, i.e. the sticky price action. So red is slippery, purple is sticky, not necessarily bullish or bearish. You would say the purple is more like neutral. You get stuck there. And then the red could either be very bullish or very bearish. It just depends on like the current momentum that you have. AMC hit an all-time low today? Really? Jesus. I mean, it's fucking ripping towards bankruptcy. I was one of the few people on this planet who was right about the pump and right about the dump. Do you guys remember how much shit I took when I started to say, I think it's over and I think it could come all the way back? Dude, this period, in terms of social media, was like one of the worst periods ever. This entire period, when I started to sound the alarm, was brutal. And I remember actually specifically November and December of 21 when I was like, dude, this is actually going to get fucking horrible. And I'm happy that many of you heeded my warning. But the onslaught from social media was insane. Obviously, in retrospect, I'm happy because I was right in both the pump and in the dump. But in the meantime, Jesus Christ, it was brutal. Don't forget, we are doing all new Apex payouts. 5 trading days, no denied payouts, no payout reviews, no video reviews of trading, no chart screenshots needed, payout confidence, no surprises, no special treatment, everyone under the same rule set. That's from Apex. We are doing a Payday Friday, folks. Get involved. All you have to do is, where is it? Right here. Like, retweet, and follow. Pinned to the top of chat, in the description of the video. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Payday Friday. We're giving away 5 Lucid accounts. We're giving away 5 Vanquish accounts. You know what? Let me check. We have time. Okay. The first 5 people who DM me a receipt of them buying a Lucid account, I'm going to give you a whole nother account. So obviously they're already running half off, but like I said, just DM it to me. I'm going to look at the timestamps. I will follow up with you today. The first 5 people who DM me it, I'm going to buy you another one and literally just send the receipt to @Matt_Kohrs. And I'm just literally just whoever's the fastest. The first 5 people, I'll buy you a whole nother one. So instead of 40% off, it's even better than that. Or I guess for 40% off, you're technically getting 2. So I will give you another one. So I'm announcing this at 10:22 a.m. I will be looking at all of the DMs.
Connection lost.
Jesus, I'm losing my connection. Like I said, the first 5 people, just whoever does it first, starting at 10:22, I will be buying you another one. Do I prefer the Flex? Yes, the Flex is my favorite. But anyway, as you guys are doing that, Vanquish is for sim-to-funded options trading. Use code Goonie, get 20% off and a free reset. And then obviously we are partnered up with Lucid today. Based on your question right here, my favorite is the Flex. I have not used the Pro. The Pros are the new ones, and they kind of collapse two together. I'm just not the biggest fan of DLL, or if you do, I have to buy a bigger account so I don't hit the DLL. So I like the Flex ones. I've been on a pretty good run with them. As of, if I trade well on Monday, which is a big if, but if I trade well on Monday, my payouts from Lucid in the month of March will be $60,000. I've already done 45. I'm already secured for another 6 tonight, which will bring me to 51. And then if I do well on Monday, I'll get another 9. So I've been on quite the run with these Lucid Flex accounts, which are these ones right here. The LFS, that's Lucid Flex funded. So I've already secured another 6K for today. I'm just hope. Ooh, the data is still disconnected on TPT. Let me disconnect and reconnect. Right here. Okay. So I do like the Flex ones, and that's just because I don't mind the DLL rule. It's just the way that I'm using Icarus right now. It doesn't like really make itself set up that well for handling DLL unless I go a much bigger account or if I trade micros, which is possible. I just decide to not trade micros right now. And when I have an option to get something like a Flex, I'm going to trade that. Oh, wow. If only there was someone who explained that we might get rejected at the 50% IB, might get rejected at VWAP, and you had an optimal risk to reward setup. If only someone said, like, yeah, maybe you could go short at 46, you're only risking 60, and you could ride it all the way down. I just wish someone said that live and not only pointed it out, but explained the logic behind it and really got into the nature of risk and reward. Do you guys know of any streamer or content creator who does that? I just like, are there any names of like maybe someone who understands order flow, options flow, the basic math of Kelly criterion, risk or reward? Yeah, no, I don't know of them either. Oh, it's a bummer. You know, maybe. But anyway, Lucid, if you use code Goonie, you get 40% off, limit 5 per trader. Once again, the first 5 people who just send me a screenshot of their receipt, I'm going to buy you another one. So you're going to get another code today. So it's even better. But I'll just buy 5 extras and give them to, once again, all you have to do, just DM it to me at Matt_Kohrs. I announced it first at 10:22. So just to be fair, it's going to be the people doing it at 10:22. And like beyond that, I'll buy you an extra account, the first 5. So shout out to Lucid. Shout out to Vanquish. Vanquish, once again, is for options. Vanquish is for futures. So depending on if you like one or both, whatever, they are part of the Payday Friday. So we're giving away 5 of those accounts and 5 of these. So 5 from Lucid, 5 from Vanquish. And then, of course, if you are selected for a free prop account, on top of also Sean, the 11 of you will be in the race for the $150 of cold hard cash on top of that. And basically, I'll just pay for your bar tab. Just found a receipt on Twitter and sent it in. Wish me luck for a free one. Well, obviously, it's not going to be you now. I sent you a receipt on your DM on Discord. Does that count? Yes. I'll just look at the time. Yes, that counts. Discord counts as well if you can DM me on Discord. But I will look at that after today's show. But we have 2 minutes till we're doing Payday Friday. So at minimum, if you have not retweeted, and followed this yet, do it because it's free for everyone. And we're going to be running it in 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 min-nuts. We're doing this at 10:30, so just figure out how to retweet, and follow by then. In the meantime, I'm going to get the Twitter picker set up. Which one did I use? This one. This one worked better last time, didn't it? Yeah. Twitter picker. Once again, all you have to do is retweet, and follow. Figure out how to do that in the next at Matt_Kohrs. No. 0 Any older than a month? 0. Okay, pretty much. I'm just making it so any of you guys can get involved. What time is it? We're gonna run it exactly at 10:30. It is 10:29, so you have 60 seconds to figure it out. And then also here in the Discord, let's get this going. Slash giveaway duration 3 minutes. Winners 7. Prize racer. Okay. Everyone. All right. If you are in the Discord, you can enter. It's going to be running for 3 minutes. Once again, if you are in the Goonie Trading Discord, it is live. All you have to do is hit that enter giveaway button. So you guys can get rocking on that one. And like I said, is it 10:30? It is 10:30, so we're going to run this to see who these competitors are. Pick a winner. All right. Go. 228 participants. Applying filters. All right. Seth, Jack, and Rob. Seth, Jack, and Rob. Seth, congrats. Jack, congrats. Rob, congrats. You guys you're all obviously getting an account already, and now you might get $150 of cold hard cash. So let's let that go. And then we're still waiting on the bot to finish running. There's 2 minutes left in the Discord, so we're going to let that keep popping off. In the meantime, Mag 7 options flow is improving, but price is not. S&P 500 is actually under a bit of pressure, still generically trending down. We are at this key level of 415, and then obviously from there, your major target would be this key technical, psychological, and gamma level at 6,400. So if this breaks, that's what you're watching for. Looking at the NASDAQ, obviously also under pressure. We obviously right here talked about this short. That's the short I would have taken. Honestly, I probably would have gotten my money at 500 or 90. So I'd probably, to be completely frank with you, I'd probably already be out of it. I don't know if I'd still be swinging it. I didn't take the trade because I've already made enough money on the day. I made about 21,000. All on funded accounts. None of these are evals. I am officially at the point where every single one you see on your screen is a funded account. No evals are on the screen at the moment. Okay, we have how many seconds left? Okay, we have, where does it say? 43 seconds left, which means I should get the game up and going. Let's get going. Let's get going. Games, view games library, marbles on stream. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Play. All right, we're launching the game. We're getting into the right mood. Everyone, you better be fast today. It's prison rules when we do racing here. It's prison rules. All right, continue race. Okay, we will be racing on under falling waters. And let me just get all the names ready, clear. All right, we had Seth. We had Rob already. And then who was the third winner over here? Jack. All right, so we already have 3 of our 10. And then the other 10 right here. Meme, Chris, Mida, Gelfrey, Red, Chaos, and JM. Great. Congrats. Let me just type those in here. We have Memeper, Chris, Mida, Gelfrey, Mida, Gelfry. We have Red Title. We have Chaos Owner, and we have JM. All right, those are our 10 competitors. If you see your name on this list, well, first of all, congratulations. You've already won a prop account, but one of you is going to get your bar tab paid by me. Obviously, we are ripping it on under falling waters. Very quickly before we get rocking, who do you guys think? Who do you guys think is going to win? Obviously, this is a heavy betting community. So out of these 10 competitors that you see on the screen right now, who do you think's been putting in those extra training sessions? Who do you think has enough grit and persistence that they could work actually 2 hours a day? Which one on here do you think has been using a little bit of those funky injections and all of a sudden their voice is deeper and they're a lot stronger? Remember, folks, there is no rules. The only rule is win. I mean, it's kind of prison rules if we're being completely honest. You just get to rip it. You just get to absolutely rip it. So who are you guys betting on? Oh, Sean. Okay, hang on. I can fix it. I forgot Sean. I'm so sorry. That's a good call. That's a good... How do we do main menu, confirm? That's all right. I can fix it. I appreciate it. How do I find that one though? Anyway, let me get the name. Sean, you definitely deserve to be in here, buddy. You made me a lot of money today. Sean. My apologies. How do you... What was it called? Falling under? So it's probably near the bottom. Was it under? Yeah, under falling water. All right. We got the same racetrack. We have 11 racers. Let me just double check. Add names. Okay, we have 11. Finish there. Same track. 11 people. Now we're in. My apologies. I messed up. Dude, this is what happens. If you work 2 hours a day, Monday to Thursday, by the time you get to Friday, you've already put in 8 hours of work. Sometimes my brain gets a little bit messed up. My apologies. A true hard worker doesn't forget things. Dude, I've just been working so hard. I forget basic things. My apologies. I wish I were better at it. I really, really do. But when you just grind it out the way I do, sometimes this happens. You can never afford my bar tab. All right, anyway, if you guys had to vote, who do you think is going to win this? Before we let these racers out of the gate, who do you guys think is going to win? Who do you guys, if you had to put all your entire net worth on one of these racers, Gelfrey, you mean? Who else? Do a Google search for how many presidents were redheads. What? What's that have to do with this race? Jack, Chaos. Matt's so tired of patting himself on the back, he can't even think straight. Yeah, dude. It happens. All right, let's get some good music popping. Let's figure out what... All right, a little bit of Mississippi Gamblers. Limit up, never down. We're off in 3, 2... Hang on, let's get... 3, 2, 1. Winner takes all. Mitta with the early start. Whoa, Mitta, where are you going? What is this? What is this? What are we doing? That was something. Mitta is in the lead. Hot Pursuit, Rob, and Chaos. Here we go. We're riding with Mitta down the waterfall. Dude, Mitta started. Uh-oh, JM. Uh-oh. All right, Mitta. Dude, everyone's in Hot Pursuit. Meme taking the lead. Will he be able to hold it? Uh-oh, Mitta and Meme left and right. Which one? Uh-oh. Meme, will you be able to sneak through? Ooh, ran into it. Unfortunately, while Mitta did not get tripped up. Mitta's cheating. Mitta's going through rock. That's not legal. Is it? That's a shark. Mitta is literally going through solid rock right now. I just want that noted. Mitta, how are you pulling that off? What is this map? All right, now we're bouncing off of rock. I think Mitta's leading. Really, really bouncy. Going through rock once again, and no one's even questioning it. This is now the new age of racing. Wow. Mitta catching the speed up. Seth is currently in second, followed by Chaos. Seth is quite far behind, though, but he does have Mitta in his sights. Seth, can you use this puzzle, this particular maze, to catch up? Who's going to get the fastest drop? Mida on the left side. She's going for it. Seth, can you make it up? Seth, this is your opportunity. Seth. Nope. Mida got in. Seth, very valiant effort, followed by Sean. Sean, there you are. Bronze place. Meme, Rob, Chaos, Chris, Red, JM, and Jack. Chaos, Red, Chris, Jam, and Jack. You might as well finish. Folks, please join me in congratulating Meta. And then obviously rounding out the medal positions, we have Seth, we have Sean. So close, yet no cigar. Shout out to all of you. Obviously, Mida, I will be personally reaching out to you to send you that cold, hard cash. And for the rest of you, yes, you still won a prop account. You're still winners. You're just not as much of a winner as Mida. It happens. Dude, Mida showed up. Mida showed up for a champion mindset. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, folks. That's what Payday Friday is all about. By understanding who the real champs are. Thank you for everyone who played, and obviously congrats to the winners, and a special shout out to Mida. All right. Ooh, the market fell quite a bit when that happened. I guess us playing marbles crashed the market. Hey, remember when I told all of you guys that I thought this was a really good short right here between 10.19, 10.20, generically in that zone? You'd be up by 100 points, so you're welcome. You're welcome. That's all I really have to say about that is I feel like it was worth maybe you guys hitting the like button, basically being damn near clairvoyant when it comes to trading, but maybe you guys don't view it that way. Boosted took it. Thanks. I'm happy it worked out for you. Good. It was a good risk reward trade. If you were wrong, it was minimal risk. If you were right, there was a lot of reward. Congrats. How's everyone actually doing today? Are most of you up today? Where are the gains at? Please feel free to comment. Are you up? Are you down? How much are you up? How much are you down? I'm just kind of curious. Did you guys properly ride this to the downside, or did you think, I don't know, maybe you got destroyed by playing for the upside gap fill? Need 41 for a 5R. All right, we're not that far away. VTech plus 495, 1500. I'm up 1500. My Apex, nice. PA, sick. 590, up 22%. Cleared 400. 2,673, up 161. Wow, points. Ooh, lost your funded. That sucks. 1,500, 1K. Haven't traded, just watching. All right, that's fine. If you don't see the setup, you don't see the setup. That's good. Up 755. New high of the year for your day trading account. Dude, you guys are crushing. Hell yeah, dude. That makes me so happy. Up with my ES shorts, down 1K in stocks. Good game. You'll get it back, dude. You'll get it back. Where are we at? Where are we at? Oh, wait. Fuck. I wanted that song. Where was it? Where's the Vicky Volatility? Here we go. I like this song. Old Vicky Volatility. I will be here. Let me actually save all this so I could DM you guys. I'll be reaching out to all the winners today to get you your info. Excuse me. Let's go to the 5-minute here. Oh, Apple bringing the market down, team. The Apple pump turned into the Apple dump. The Apple pump is not looking so good, team. What goes up, I guess, must come down. It started accelerating really at 10:30, 10:35. I was so busy drawing trend lines, I forgot to trade, dude. Trend lines will bring you to the land of profitability. You just need, if you're not profitable, you probably just don't have enough trend lines on your chart. S&P 500 kind of going flat. The Mag 7 is actually recovering. I wonder, are we getting close to this bottom? I mean, if it does puke, obviously I'm looking at 4,400, but I just don't think we're going to get much below that one today. I don't think so. But maybe. Apple, dude, what a fake out. It's all red now. VIX is up 9%. VIX is trading at 30. Oil's back up to 98 heading into the weekend. I feel like this weekend's going to get nuts. Play the song where the chorus is something like, I was one last trade from a market call meltdown. Mr. Producer, what's the name of that song? It's being requested. I'll pull it up. Matt, you say every trade is 50-50, but how does your stop doesn't fall into the noise? Well, that's just proper risk management. Those things aren't at odds with each other. It's 50-50, and it's more putting the stop where you have to admit you're wrong on the 50-50. So if you're continually getting chopped out in the noise, you're just not picking a good risk point. It might be too close, or if you're taking too big a hits, it might be too far away. I generally find that picking a risk point that is either a recent high or low, or maybe 2 highs ago or 2 lows ago, to be like a pretty good place to start. All right, here's a requested song, the Margin Call Meltdown. Once again, all this music is 100% free. We give it away. It's on Tendies and Tunes. We're just jamming it out today, guys. It's a Payday Friday.
Woke up late, hit the bell, markets open, straight to hell. Leverage high, nerves are fried, but I'm in too deep to bail. Charts are bleeding, red tsunami, bought the dip, hello tsunami. One more contract, double down, now I'm hanging by a thread. I was chasing tickets like they owe me rent. Now the broker's knocking, saying pay your debt. I was dominating, but my hands got wrecked, and my P&L looks like a fucking mess. I was one bad trade from a margin call meltdown. Lost it all fast, now I'm spiraling down, 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 down. One dumb bet, now I'm out of the game. But I'll be back next week, still ain't learned a thing. Took a loan, maxed the bet, thought I'd ride that rocket jet. Now my balance looking like a post-crash cigarette. Saw the news, bought the hype, should've known it's all a grift. Now I'm baggled in the stock like it's my only Christmas gift. Tried to hedge, got wrecked, tried to pivot, lost the bet. Took a swing, caught a knife, now I'm drowning in regret. Told myself I'll play it smart, just one more and then I'm through. Now I'm outside in the rain, screaming please just break even, dude. I was chasing tickers like they owe me rent. Now the broker's knocking, saying pay your debt. I was dominating, but my hands got wrecked, and my P&L looks like a fucking mess. I was one bad trade from a margin call meltdown. Lost it all fast, now I'm spiraling down, 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 down. One dumb bet, now I'm out of the game. But I'll be back next week, still ain't learned a thing.
What a song. What a song. What other song requests do we have? Any requests? Any requests? I really like that one. I really like, I'm a big fan of Federal Pharaoh's No Way Out. This one.
Just close the fucking door.
Yeah. Just close the fucking door.
Jamming at the mic like a trigger with a finger itch. Whole damn marker hanging off a single fucking center switch. Glasses glint, execution in his iris flick. Every pause feel like a loaded gun click. Red tie strangling liquidity circulation. Breath control dictating global valuation. Dot plot scatter looking like a ritual summation. Every dot a body chalked in asset allocation. Say one syllable, boom. Pensions getting vaporized. Blink half a second wrong. Whole sectors euthanized. Liquidity dry, then he flooded
Mag
like
7's
a title
popping.
shift. Same
They
man
might be
need to kill
putting
you,
in the
preach
low
you
of the
fucking
day
live.
right now.
Nasdaq twitching like it caught a seizure
This
fit.
might
Doves
be
whisper
setting
mercy,
up
hawks
here,
scream, bleed the
folks.
bitch. Every continent a catalyst, ignition spark.
If you're up on a short, make sure you're protecting yourself with a break even. I mean, it easily could get rejected at 500, but if it doesn't, I'm looking at a pop back up to 50, and then if it takes out that high, we're talking about a test of the IB. So this is starting to show signs of fatigue to the downside. Look at this. SPY is not vomiting anymore. Mag 7 is legit picking up, folks.
Suit clean press, but the aura straight demonic. Voice calm, but the impact catastrophic. Mic check, echo sound like war hydraulics. Fun stampede, panic algorithmic S&P. Gas spin like it underwater lock. Options chain twisted in a fucking shot. Gamma squealing, tires skidding off the block.
The momentum is still horrible.
Don't drop the wrong talk. Data dependent, yeah, that shit a code of curse. Marker read between the lines and make it worse. Forward guide is cutting deep like a surgeon's thirst. Either stitch you up or put you in a hearse. Screens flash white, portfolios glitching out. Traders losing years of life in a minute bout. He cleared throat, that's the reaper shout, not a cough. Whole system taken out, no drums, just heartbeats pounding ribs. Grown men begging jobless, claims to live. One man, one mic, one chair, one script. Whole damn planet hanging on his lips. Say, fucking say it now. Rip us to the sky or burn it to the ground. Print that money, flood the whole damn town. Or kill the lights, let the red rain drown. Say, fucking say it out. Knows the way, what's it about? One man talk. That's the route to a Lambo or wipe the counts.
This is it. This is it.
Green candles pierce through the stratosphere ceiling. Shorts get incinerated. No trace, no feeling. Moon
I think
that's a policy decision. Rate cut.
if this can break right here, it's reacting to VWAP, but if it can actually take out 560 here, if you're short, you want it to stop like now or right here at 60. You want it rejected in this zone.
Swing like a violent epiphany. Either print you a bag or erase your identity from a single word drop with God's here authority. Fucking say it now. Rip us to the sky or burn it to the ground. Print that money, flood the whole damn town. Or kill the lights, let the red rain drown. Say it, fucking say it out. Cause a grave, what's it about? One man talk, that's the route to a Lambo or wipe the counts.
Can I play a song? This is going to get us DMCA'd, so it's probably going to get us in a lot of trouble. But can I play a song for you guys that I just found last night? And it's a fucking awesome song. It's from an artist I've never heard of, Steven Wilson Jr. Dude, I was listening to this when I was doing some work last night, and I was fucking jamming out to it. It's called Gary by Steven Wilson Jr. I want to play it for you. I think it's cool. I want to share the music that I found with you guys. It's going to get us DMCA'd, so we're probably going to get in trouble, but it's just such a fucking cool song. I think it's worth it. Once again, it's called Gary, Gary. It is by this guy, Steven Wilson Jr. Never heard of him before, but the fucking song is dude, it's a bop. It's a bop. If you have heard of him, I'm jealous because the guy makes pretty cool music. But the music video was actually pretty funny, and I don't even know how it got served to me. I just really enjoyed it.
You gonna play something good for us this morning?
Can't. Dude, it's a bop, dude. It's a bop.
Gary these days been lying in his bed made, working on the same car going on a decade. Scribbles on junk mail don't draw attention.
It did get rejected at VWAP.
I never really noticed, but now that I mention it, there ain't a lot of boys named Gary these days, born with a cigarette glued to the face. Fix about anything a hammer can't handle, saving all the money cause a Gary don't gamble. Ain't a lot of girls going by Debbie anymore, but they got the same nicotine pouring out the pores. Time leaves town but the minute hand stays. There ain't a lot of boys named Gary these days. Gary these days been worried about the bad news.
Yep, never mind. VWAP held.
Teenagers filling up the church pews.
It really held right there. Perfect tap. Tap, tap, vomit. Jesus.
Do people even still say grace before supper? Hey, there ain't a lot of boys named Gary these days, born with a cigarette glued to the face. Fix about anything.
JP Morgan's position next week. Yeah, it expires on Tuesday at the end of the month, March 31st. And it is at 6475. And we are clearly below it, trading at 6422. It is up here. It's pretty much the low from yesterday, 6475. That's Gary. This is where Gary decides to rob a bank. We should all be like Gary. This is where the song really took off. It was the whole time he was a bank robber, you know? That's crazy, dude. And he's robbing it with gasoline and a lighter, dude. Be like Gary. Rob your local bank with gas and a lighter. I thought the song had a nice message.
I had a weird suspicion with the light out on the front.
But then wait, there's another twist. Gary's just a good guy. Gary's a good dude. He likes to rob banks.
He holds his left arm on his parakeet praise. Has anybody seen
Are we coming back up? Watch for the break. Maybe it can switch trend, but right now.
Has anybody seen much of Gary these days?
Here's the twist. This is the nice end to the story. Is after committing a federal crime of robbing a bank, Gary gives away his money to his neighbors. He's a man of the people. Be like Gary. If you rob a bank, and I'm not saying you should, but if you do, be a man of the people. I just thought it had a nice, wholesome message, you know? Is that Lieutenant Dan? It actually might be. Which is another reason to be like Gary. You know, he's a Robin Hood. Gary's a modern day Robin Hood. Oh. I think this VWAP's gonna crack soon. I'm just looking at this flow here. The Mag 7's looking good. The Nasdaq's trying to turn it back around. SPY's flat. This could improve. Maybe not a breakout. Maybe it's just a pin day. But the bearishness is definitely dissipating. Oh, that really is the dude from... Gary is Gary. Gary is Gary this whole time. Dude, what another twist that I just never knew. Yeah, never heard of the dude before. I thought his music's cool, and then I realized that maybe Gary was a good allegory for all of us, you know? We should all just be a little bit more like Gary. Matt, when you get your $1 million, be like Gary and throw the money to chat. What if I get the $1 million and I just rob a bank? You know? I thought there was a lot of life lessons we could all take away from Gary, and I really just wanted to share that with you. Any hoozles, folks. If you want to trade with me, get mentored by me, GoonieTrading.com. Shout out to Lucid being a member of today's Payday Friday giveaway. 5 of the racers today are getting a Lucid account. And then also shout out to Vanquish. This is SIM-to-funded options. Lucid is SIM-to-funded futures. Shout out to Vanquish. Also, 5 of the racers today will be getting a Vanquish account. And also shout out to Sean for crushing it. Folks, here's the final look. I think things are actually starting to switch it up. Obviously, I'm not just going to randomly chase it. The signal would actually be a breaking of this trend. So you could draw a trend line. You're looking for the break of 60. And then obviously from there, you could be targeting 647. You could also be targeting the intraday high here up at 664. And just so you know, VWAP is also pretty much at that level right now. So another interesting level to watch up in the 660s. So just wanted to call that out, that we're starting to see signs of actual market improvement. I know that's crazy to say, but just to show you this right here, the MAG 7, it is legitimately picking up right now. And please don't forget, there is the upside gap fill. SPX, SPY, you're basically looking at the low from yesterday, 644.82, 573.43. But obviously, there is a headline risk today in either direction. So I do beg of you, I do implore you to basically, if it goes a bit in your favor, however you want to define that, please protect yourself by getting your stop to break even. So just wanted to call that out. I'm done trading on the day. I might trade a little options, but overall, crush it on futures, crush it on the Vanquish options. Shout out to Sean once again. And then obviously a shout out to all of you guys. I appreciate the good vibes. TGIF, I hope you crushed it today. I hope you crushed it this week. I hope you're about to have a phenomenal weekend. And then we're going to be back at it streaming again on Monday. But obviously between now and then, we're still going to be posting content. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure your notifications are on Rumble, on YouTube. More important than that, another week in the books. I appreciate all the vibes. You guys are fucking awesome. Whether you're showing up just to chat and hang out, maybe just to listen and learn, whether you're using the Goonie code, whether you're in the Discord, no matter what it is, the fact that you are here in one capacity or another supporting, I just wanted to say from not only me, but obviously the team as well, thank you. You guys are fucking awesome. I hope you're crushing it. I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for everything. I'll catch you on the flippity flip. Peace.